Australia. You know, that country where pretty much everything can kill you. So far, only one of their own has been canonized. This is Know Your Saints, Mary of the Cross, also known as Mary MacKillop. First, a basic biography. Born January 15, 1842 to Scottish immigrant parents just outside of Melbourne, Victoria. Mary worked as a clerk, a governess, and a teacher around South Australia to help her family make ends meet. As she got older, she felt a calling to the religious life and eventually got around to founding the Sisters of St. Joseph of the Sacred Heart in 1866. Now known as Mary of the Cross, she developed their rule. It focused on poverty, no personal belongings, and relying on divine providence. Referred to as the Josephites, or the Brown Joeys due to the color of their habit, they were unique in Australia because they set up the first free Catholic schools, commonly in remote, rural areas. Plus, they specifically taught poor children who would not be able to get an education otherwise. They lived in the same poor conditions as the people around them. They would beg for everything and put their trust in God to provide. The sisters set up orphanages and safe houses in city slums. As superior general, Mary often fought battles of will against clergy who tried to bully or manipulate sisters into denying their rule. On top of this, Mary suffered from recurring health issues like headaches and rheumatism. None of this stopped her from doing things like visiting prisoners or washing and ironing clothes at the community house. The Josephites expanded throughout Australia and into New Zealand. In 1888, Pope Leo XIII gave final approval for the Sisters of St. Joseph of the Sacred Heart. Mary was called to heaven on August 8, 1909. Here are 3 interesting facts. Number 1, religious vocations ran in her family. Her father once studied to be a priest, her brother Donald became a Jesuit, and her sister Lexi became a Sister of the Good Shepherd. Number 2, she was once excommunicated. The bishop who did it was being manipulated, and it really came about as a power play at the time. On his deathbed, the bishop would see the error of his ways and lift the excommunication. Later, an episcopal commission exonerates Mary. But still, it was an unfortunate experience for the saint. 3, she was a ginger! So, redheaded and Scottish, I vote Karen Gillan be cast as Mary in any future movie. So what can we learn from the life of this Australian? Well, she often found her heavier crosses to come from dealing with her fellow Catholics. Father Julian Woods, who co-founded the Josephites with Mary, eventually drifted away. Mary was greatly sorrowed at the distance that grew between her and her dear friend. Lay Catholics would sometimes pointedly ignore the sisters and not give them any help because they could get embarrassed when they saw the sisters going around begging for aid. Even some of Mary's own sisters would purposefully sow seeds of discord among the Josephites. And yet, Mary knew that people were not perfect. She had trouble with them, but she loved them, and she forgave those who caused her so much suffering. Perhaps you personally do not have any crosses like those that Mary had, but if you do, remember her words. We feel our crosses hard at times, but our courage should rise with them. Saint Mary of the Cross, pray for us. And at this point, I will go into the obligatory check out more videos, subscribe to Random Catholic Thoughts, and find us on social media. Thank you very much.